it's Nick with Feeding Fitness. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I think you should weigh yourself and how often you should weigh yourself and what you should do with those numbers and how important weighing yourself is. So it seems like a basic thing, but so many people get this so wrong. I felt this video was necessary. Now, there are a group of people who think you should weigh yourself every day for consistency. There's another camp that says daily weights, well, there's too much fluctuation, so you should weigh weekly because it'll give you a better idea of what you actually weigh. And then a third group of people, they think throw the scale out, step on it occasionally or not at all, go by your progress pictures, go by your measurements, so on and so forth. And here's my opinion. First, I'll address all three of these groups and why I don't think any of them are exactly right. So now to the group of people that say just throw the scale out and rely on other things. I think that's a very poor idea. The scale is an excellent indicator of your long-term progress. If over the long run you are losing fat, your scale weight has to be going down. You just simply aren't building enough muscle at the same time that your weight is staying the same, but you're dropping all sorts of fat. It just isn't happening. You really need to be using the scale to keep yourself honest. You can kind of delude yourself into thinking that you lost 10 pounds of fat while gaining 10 pounds of muscle at the same time, but you didn't. I promise you that didn't happen to you. So you need to use the scale a little bit. So now daily weighing versus weekly weighing, which is right and why? Well, weekly weighing. I understand what you people are saying. You're like, you don't like day-to-day fluctuations. We all know weight loss doesn't happen linearly. You're not losing in a nice, it's never a nice steady loss like that. Sometimes if you're very fat, when I was obese, I would lose weight steadily. It was steadily going down. But once you get in or around your goal, or you've just been doing it for a while, you'll find that your weight loss is non-linear. So that's why people say, well, weigh every week. That way you don't have to worry with those up and downs. Well, here's the problem with weekly weigh-ins. Let's examine why weight loss is nonlinear. Why do you have all these fluctuations? Well, you'll see this all the time. Someone will post on the forums, I had a cheat day yesterday and I gained 5 pounds. I'm so ashamed of myself. Well, unless your cheat day was epic to great levels, that 5 pounds was not all fat gain. In fact, most of that 5 pounds was not fat gain. If you want to gain 5 pounds of fat, you need to eat 3,500 calories over maintenance for each pound. That's a ton of calories. Most of you are incapable of consuming that many calories in a day. While some of you could do it if you tried, even on your worst cheat day, you don't eat that much. So, what is that 5 pounds? Water, glycogen, actual physical food in your stomach. That is why weight gain and loss is not linear. A million things will affect your day-to-day weight. How many times you peed, what your hydration level is, when the last bowel movement you had was, how much food is still sitting in your stomach, was your day yesterday high sodium day, so on and so forth. All of those things cause those daily fluctuations. So when you think you're using your weekly weigh-ins to kind of get around that kind of stuff, here's what can happen. Let's say I weigh in on Sunday and I'm down 2 pounds from last week. I feel good about this. I lost 2 pounds. That's what I wanted to lose. Everything's going great. Well, what I don't realize is that I ate really low sodium, unusually low sodium the previous 2 days. So part of that 2 pounds that I lost is water weight. All right, fast forward a week, it's Sunday again. I step on the scale. Not only did I not lose weight, I gained 3 pounds. So the 2 pounds I lost the week before, I gained those back, and I gained a 3rd pound. So I must have had a horrible week, but I'm looking and I didn't have days where I went over my calories. So what gives? What's happening? Well, let's say the night before weigh-in, I had a very high sodium night. And now my weight is up, but again, it's water weight. So if you're weighing in weekly and you have the unfortunate luck to weigh in on a low day one week and then on a high day another week, you're going to have even worse fluctuations in your weight to really drive you crazy. So here's the answer. Weigh daily. Weigh every single day at the same time. I recommend right when you get up. You wake up, go to the bathroom, step on the scale, and write it down in a log or put it on software on your phone. Now, what do you do with these daily weights? Well, you pay zero attention to your day-to-day changes. None. It doesn't matter if you gained 5 pounds in one day and then lost 3 and then gained another 2. Ignore that. That's not important. Take these numbers and average them. After 7 days go by, add up your numbers, divide by 7, write that number down. Then, after a month goes by, compare those 4 averages you had. They need to be moving downward. They can even have fluctuation to them, but if you are indeed losing weight and losing fat, those numbers will form a downward trend. Now, being that it's 2014, we can use software to get even more information out of these numbers. I use software on my phone called Weight Tracker. It's for Android. I don't believe it's out for iPhone, but I guarantee you, whether you have Android, iPhone, or you're just using your PC, you can find somewhere that will do this for you. What this software does, I input my weight every day, and it tells me all sorts of information. It tells me how many pounds per week I'm losing this current week, or gaining, because right now I'm bulking, so my trend is upwards. It tells me how quickly I'm gaining over the month, and then how quickly I'm gaining or losing overall. And I reset that overall every time I switch from cutting to bulking. So if I were to pull my phone up right now, I would see that this week I'm gaining weight at 1.5 pounds a week. And that's too fast, it's way too fast. And I've done videos saying that you should probably only gain about ½ pound a week when you're bulking. So am I freaking out? No, because that's just this week. If I look back at the last 30 days, I'm gaining at 0.5 pounds a week, just where I want to, locking that in. If I look back at my overall, since I started bulking, I'm only gaining 0.4 pounds a week. So I am right on schedule, I'm right where I need to be. And people will often ask, how do you monitor ½ pound of weight gain per week? That's a hard number to monitor. Well, it is if you're stepping on the scale every day and only looking at that one number. It's almost impossible. But when you use software like this, it's very easy to see if you're gaining too fast, too slow, or just right. So I really recommend daily weight, take a 7-day average, or take it a step further, get some software that will tell you all sorts of good information, and my software will give me a graph and just all sorts of good stuff. Again, I use Weight Tracker for Android, but I guarantee you there are programs for iPhone, and just for your PC, just do a Google search. And with this information, you just get such a good picture of what your weight is actually doing. So that is my reason for advocating daily weights. You just can't drive yourself crazy or even pay attention at all to your day-to-day changes, because they really truly are meaningless. But if over the course of a full month you don't have a downward trend or upward if you're bulking, you need to adjust your calories. They're not right. That's all I have to say about weighing yourself. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can put comments down below, questions, or over at the Facebook page at facebook.com/feedingfitness, and I'll see you guys next time.